Hi folks, welcome to my Bit Retro Journal. Notice that on my QL right now I have a chess program. This is Psion Chess, which came out in the mid-80s by Psion that made all of the productivity applications on the QL. And it's a pretty good chess game. And what I want to do today is one of my favorite YouTubers, Retro Recipe, did a video last year pitting one of his favorite computers, the Amiga 500, against modern computers by chess. He had a couple of old chess programs that came out in the late 80s, Battle Chess, and then Chess Master, I think was the other one. And he used a top-notch chess program called Stockfish. And you can see here that the Battle Chess actually has some cool, I won't do the audio, but you can see Battle Chess has kind of some cool audio. The knight's about to checkmate the king and undresses him, so it's kind of funny. And he also uses Chess Master 2000, which is this one right here, which is a better game. It has an ELO of slightly over 2000, whereas Stockfish is slightly under 3600. QL, the Psion Chess is rated at around just below 1800, so the current chess world champion, Magnus Carlsen, is rated at just under 2900. So I can tell you sort of the difference. So super grandmasters, so they have a designation of grandmasters, but if you get above, in the high 2700s or even 2800, they consider you a super grandmaster because it's sort of unique and not very many. I think there's only been 7 Americans that have earned the 27 or 100 or above rating. Yeah, so to check out Magnus Carlsen's Wikipedia page, gives you more information. You can see that his peak rating, so this is the Chess Federation rating, they call it ELO, and I forget what ELO stands for, was 2882, which is pretty high. And he's got the highest one right now in the world. He became Grandmaster at the age of 13. The Psion Chess program, which actually was released in 1984 on the QL, has a rating of, well, this is the Atari version, but it came out at the same time, 1793. So in any case, so I thought, oh, why don't I have the QL do something similar? But instead of playing, a chess program on my Mac, I thought I would actually pit Psion Chess, the QL's chess program, against the world champ himself, Magnus Carlsen. So that's what I'm going to do today. If you want to get straight to the chess battle, I will put a comment below to tell you where to jump to time-wise. But I wanted to quickly sort of introduce you to there's actually a chess community online, and it's with a lot of the top-notch players. They do fun things. They do some cool games. They do a lot of cool analysis. So Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura is one of the top players. He's actually the top blitz player, which is like fast chess, where you get like a minute or two for each side. He has over 1 million subscribers, and he does some fun things. Like he went out to I think he's from New York, and he went out to the park to play some of the hustlers. And in this one, you can see that he's actually not even watching the board, so he's just memorizing it, really showing. Really showing his memory recall.
I don't think I like that one.
So I kind of just find that impressive. And then here's one where Hikaru is a grandmaster. He's actually called him a super grandmaster because he's 27, 2800 or above. He's an international masters, which is lower than a grandmaster. She's a master, but they also have female ratings. So she's a female grandmaster, and then she's a female master. So they're all good chess players. So this is a 4-on-4. So that really kind of breaks the rules of chess, and you have to have a little bit of collaboration. It's kind of fun to watch.
As far as I know, I'm just trying to develop here. Yeah, she was downplaying herself. I don't trust it.
I'm slowly picking things up here. I think maybe not. Gonna make a move, right? I'm trying to not take too much time, right? Am I gonna get taken if I play this move?
Oh no, I was being nice to you. Why are you doing this to me?
So anyway, so it's kind of fun banter, and you know, when they do play each other, sometimes they also analyze the moves, which is really fun to watch. This girl here, Alexander Botez, actually has her own channel with her sister, and I think her parents are sort of involved as well. You can see her last video, she was playing chess blindfolded against a kid, and it was really fun to see similar memory recall skills. She also hosts some of the, so that's Magnus Carlsen, and he's playing with his friend Ludwig against her and her sister. And what's fun about this is these Magnus and Alexandria are the better chess players. So Ludwig is an 1100 level player. So Magnus is telling Ludwig not where to move, but what piece to move in, and Ludwig has to figure out how to move it. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there, which is kind of fun.
Let's go knights. Let's go knights. Let's go knight. Surely the knight here. Wow, I love that for us. I do.
So he's trying to figure out now which one and how to move it. It's kind of funny. And I think they actually lose. And then in this one, they're actually alternating, I believe. So Magnus is actually moving a piece, and then Alexandria, and then Ludwig, and then Andrea, and then Max. So they go round robin. So these guys play black and these guys play white. So if he does a good move, if he doesn't understand it, he can mess it up. But Magnus can mess up as well. That's what this is about.
Knight c4.
Hmm?
All right, I got a little crazy with it. Fair enough.
What? Am I blind?
Oh, I threw.
Yeah!
So what happened is Magnus blundered. He made a mistake, which, of course, you know, when it's fun, it's not so emotionally devastating than when you're actually in a tournament to do that. And then the final one I'll share with you is the coffee chess, which is again this guy just basically films all of the hustlers that are. I already showed you the one with Hikaru playing this one backwards. I think in this one, Hikaru is also there, and he's playing. So this is sort of the biggest trash talking hustler, the great Carlsen. And it's funny because even if he's not playing, you'll hear him kind of trash talk the players, and it's really funny to kind of witness that. So you don't get the concentration you get actually at a chess tournament.
He gave me
Good
that.
luck. Thanks for
good luck.
coming out and everything.
Yeah, no
Remember,
problem.
you're the great one.
Wait
Wait a second, I'm playing white? Okay, all right.
What opening you got me to play?
This one's good.
You sure?
I'm just saying.
Okay, fine.
So he's asking Hikaru to play at the edge, which is horrible. But Hikaru still plays, and of course he beats him. So yeah, it's a fun community to watch and to participate in. And they also play on chess.com. So if you want to play chess, you could. I haven't done it yet, but yeah, you can start out as a lowest rated player and improve yourself playing against. I don't know how often you get to play some of these elite players, but you tend to stick in your own pool. But sometimes the grandmasters do play some of the weaker players. All right, well, let's go give Magnus a call. Yeah, I actually don't have his number. In fact, as I'm filming this, presently, the FIDE, which is the Federation for Chess, it's in the acronym's in French, so that's why it's. I think the E is for chess. Is having their World Cup, and he's the top seeded player in that tournament. I think they're sort of at the halfway mark, round 4 of 8, and he's in a tough match tomorrow. However, the next best thing is I have this is a Kindle Fire, and what I have on here is there's an app that. So Magnus Carlsen has been the #1 rated player for 10 years now, from 2011 to 2021, and so they've actually created a game, a chess game that is modeled after his moves, and has a dictionary of moves built in, and so you can actually read about him, and you can also play him. And what's interesting is that we can start a new game. And you can see that you can actually play him at different ages. And in fact, there is, you can get him from age 5 all the way up to, I think this version goes to 28. He's 30 now. I think he had his highest rating at age 23. So what I want to do here is I'm going to play him at 5-year increments. So at 5, at 10, and then we'll see if we can beat him at 10, we'll go to 15, and we probably aren't going to beat him at 20 or 25. But it gives you a little bit of history of when. So let's put it at 5, and it'll tell you that when I turned 5, my father tried to get me interested in chess, but I instead spent my time memorizing the population flag and capital of all countries in the world. Can you beat me while I'm busy? So this would have happened if he's 30, probably around 1995 or 6. And so at that point, he's 5, and right, because if he's, I'm not sure if he was born in 1990 or 1991, but so if he's 5, it's around 1995. The QL came out in 84. The chess game, I think, came out in 85, 86. So there's about a 10-year age gap between the chess program and Magnus Carlsen at the age of 5. So yeah, let's see. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to see if our chess program can beat Magnus at age 5. Now, the way I've set this up is I put the I put the chess program equal time, so as much time as the player takes, the chess program sort of uses about the same amount. I can force a move if it's taking too long, just to give it equal time. Obviously, the Kindle is more powerful than the QL, but just we can't figure out what the speed differences are. We could set the QL to infinite, but it would take forever. So we're going to do equal time. The nice thing about the QL's display is we can actually do a nice two-dimensional one. Oops. That gives us that. And we can then also invert. So depending on who's, whether it's black or white that's playing first. So yeah, let's what I'm going to do to make this more workable is I'm actually going to set the camera up in front of the QL and get a game going. I'll use my Kindle to put in moves. So if I say, let's play a game, these aren't timed games, but so in this case, I'm white and I get to start. Let's make sure that we're... put the camera on the QL and we'll put in the moves here versus what Psion Chess does, and we'll see who a winner is. All right, so let's do that. Here we are. And Magnus is going to be playing white, and the computer is going to, and the QL is going to be black. All right, so here we go. First move for Magnus. And QL pushes the center pawn. Now again, this is 5-year-old Magnus, so his moves probably aren't going to be great. And I may not, I might fast forward through part of this game since it could take a while. The QL is pushing its center pawns. Magnus is making a run for the other side. All right, and checkmate. It's funny, there was an earlier move where the I believe the QL could have checkmated much sooner had it pushed this pawn out before it moved the queen down, because when the king was here, move this pawn out here, this bishop out here, then move the queen. And I believe the knight could have gone back, but then it takes the knight, and I think that would have done it. So yeah, Could have checkmated it sooner. But again, this was obviously only a 5-year-old Magnus and wasn't playing very well. Took actually, surprisingly, Psion Chess a bit more to figure this out than I thought it would. But yeah, let's move on to Magnus at 10. New game. So, age 10. At 10, I played in both junior and adult chess tournaments, including my first attempt at an international masters qualifying group. I finished with 5 draws and 5 losses. If you're 10 years old or younger and you can beat me at age 10, you should definitely continue playing chess. Your chess future is bright. If you read the wiki page on Magnus Carlsen, he earned grandmaster status at the age of 13. So this is still before that, but he's already becoming a very good chess player. So it'll be interesting to see how the QL can fare against 10-year-old Magnus. So let's give it a try. And again, I'll probably fast forward through part of the game. All right, here we go. Obviously playing better already, not being out on the edges. The QL actually might do better in this kind of more traditional game, because when you play more random, as he did as a 5-year-old, I think it becomes more difficult to understand what your opponent's doing, because there's no way to detect from a, at least it's not easy to detect, from a gameplay how old the person is, even if it seems random. But this definitely has much more action already on there. And that was that. Yep, 10-year-old Magnus played well. Yep, it was pretty convincing game. So we'll do one more. The final one we'll try is Magnus Carlsen at 15. Obviously, Magnus Carlsen at 10 beat the QL. But let's see how quickly it can beat Psion Chess on the QL when Magnus was 15. So this would have been in, let's see, 2005. He was born in 1990. So this is 21 years after the QL came out, and probably 20 years after this chess game came out. So let's see how we do. All right, here we go. First move, and Magnus is white. So he does have a slight advantage, but that's okay. Again, notice again he plays the center. He's now a grandmaster. This game might go faster. And again, I'll fast forward over this. Magnus at 15, just like Magnus at 10, beat the QL, or the QL's Psion Chess. I thought this was a better game, although I did feel that sort of the end game was, again, a little crappy. I mean, it probably knew that it was going to get checkmated, but still, you know, it sort of traded its queen. It just gave up its queen. I guess it was trying to avoid the final push, but maybe it could have pushed a pawn up, maybe moved the bishop out sooner. Because if it moved the bishop out and then the queen there, it could have tried for a checkmate. But yeah, I mean, obviously the app was doing better. Hi, I'm here from the future, and I wanted to play one more game, and this one is against Play Magnus 10. And so I have the QL chess program running on the QL2K QL emulator, and I've got it boosted by over 100 times speed-wise, which makes the 15-second designation here about 25 to 30 minutes of thinking time, which is a lot of time, but the QL did have an accelerator card in early 1991, and which boosted its speed about 5 times, which would reduce that time to between 5 and 6 minutes, which is reasonable. And so this game, the QL beat Play Magnus at 10, which is impressive because Play Magnus at 10 is 2,000 ELO score, whereas this QL is rated under 1,800, so the extra time boosted its score. So let me load the game up. So it's Play Magnus versus Psion Chess, 15 seconds fast. And I'm just going to put it in 3D mode and then set the board up to just to replay. And so let's see how the game goes. It's going to start here in a second. And again, I'm going to just speed through this just so you can see all the moves. And that was it for a nice checkmate. And it was nice to watch the analysis numbers. They went under 1%, but positive, to single-digit percentages, to double-digit, and that end game, it knew 99% that it was going to win the game. So yeah, so chalk one up for the QL against Play Magnus 10. I did try this same setting against Play Magnus 15, both black and as white, because white does have a slight advantage, but could not beat the stronger chess player, Play Magnus 15. But at least this is a more legitimate win than Play Magnus 5, since its ELO, I think, is like 600. Anyway, I thought that was another fun game to try. Yeah, we'll end there. We're not going to beat a dead horse. But in any case, I'll end it here today. Thought this would be a fun diversion, especially because the Chess World Cup is going on. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.